It's a Binge Compilation. My wife is constantly mocking me for how lightly done I like my toast. Your hot bread is done, she says to me. Disgusting. I want everyone who's unearthed this after 5 years to reblog it and say, Lamau me, to know that getting divorced from this person was the best decision of my life.
Well, I hope it was for other things other besides hot bread loving.
You know, I should figure out how to homebrew White Monster, actually. Dr. Victor Frankenstein.
Are you gonna stab me to death?
I ask the knife man. No, he answers as he shoots me in the head.
Supposed to have 10K to me.
As if that would ever happen. I'm too niche to have them preach containment. I'm a straight white man every day of my life. On Wednesday nights, I just want to be a lesbian. My friend on his druid character who is searching for her wife.
It's a funny story about that, actually. She's figured out that she is a lesbian 7 days a week. We got another one, girls.
Man, I feel like a woman.
Let's do medicine with mama.
I literally did post that 10 days ago with the same image. Oh my god.
Hey, bestie, I'm going to hold your hand while I tell you this, okay?
It's your post.
The passing of time is unrelenting and brutal. I love when a meme gets so many steps away from its source material that it would be completely incomprehensible if I didn't know what today's date was. This is going to really confuse people after April 30th and May 1st.
Crazy question, but have you ever drawn yaoi where one is a girl? I forget what it's called, though. Heterosexuality?
Aw, man, that anonymous Fujoshi is fully cooked. If only there was a fruit that looks like an apple but is actually a pear.
The baffling Papple.
Papple sounds like a character people would make up and gaslight into people thinking it actually existed in a show. Like, bro, you don't remember Papple from Steven Universe?
Put those fucking weapons away, you're literally asleep.
The man who sleeps with machete is a fool every night. But one. Hey, are you using that boy for anything, or can I borrow it? Don't ask why, a normal reason.
Okay, sounds good. I trust you, Tumblr user boy mounter.
Hey, hold up, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm giving you to the count of -3 to restore the proper flow of time.
See, this ain't so bad. I'm about to reverse the flow of time. Hey, dude, yeah, you. Get over here. I'm gonna convert you into an MP3 file, okay? Hold still. No! My sub-base! My turbines! Writing prompt. Your uncle says to you, I'm the one who got your parents together. It was a hard dungeon raid, and your father interrupts, I had to perform so many healings on this man that I am on a first-name basis with the goddess. That's how I met your mother. U.S. Navy loses $60 million jet at sea after it fell overboard from aircraft carrier.
So apparently we're just dropping fighter jets into the ocean now.
When a fic doesn't fit my headcanons, but it's well written. I don't believe you. Continue. He wouldn't fucking say that, but I'm getting kind of attached to the guy you invented who did say that. Why do they have the same hairline? Why is Vegeta scared of Peanut? Down? He's allergic!
He saw his reflection for the first time.
He's trying so hard to puff up, but unfortunately he is a raw chicken.
Oh, so when Barbie wants to stop being a doll and interact with the real world as a real person, it's fine and fun and great. But when I, Charles Chucky Lee Ray...
Chucky, you tried to kill your world's president.
The introvert urged to say, no worries either way.
When you're actually worrying both ways,
plus a secret third way.
It is simply not fulfilling to enjoy media in the height of its popularity. You need to show up so late to the party that everyone else is gone and the hosts are asleep so you can rummage through their trash for chip dip and stale hors d'oeuvres to eat alone in the dark like a dirty little raccoon secret.
It also gives you time to analyze the scenes very critically instead of just hype moments in the theater.
Have you learned how to drive yet?
I have the spirit of friendship in my heart, the joy of life's little things in my soul, the whimsy of magic, the beautiful enjoyment of nature. The answer is no, though. Love these dice, but still feel like a loss when I roll high. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Drunk and in love and full of food, I think only the torturer eel could harm me. Hello. Fuck my whole entire life. Prog rock fans love to say shit like, you've got to listen to Tin Salad Universe by the Scrungle Lads. It's the #1 hit.
Hate it when you experience something of better quality and then you're doomed to no longer be satisfied. In my family, we call this getting the good bologna. After my grandma got fancy bologna on sale, she couldn't go back. I had real wasabi for the first time recently, and now the green horseradish type of wasabi tastes like nothing. It's not even spicy anymore. My taste buds are permanently affected by the real wasabi that I would have to drive over 100 miles to get and pay $20 a serving for. What's worse is that it's not even so much that it's much better, it's just different. Like, it's definitely not worth regularly spending $20 a serving on by absolutely any stretch of the imagination, but it's so completely different from the stuff we know as wasabi. I have that same relationship with BK. They made the Chicken King, which was, like, in my opinion, the best fast food chicken sandwich in the world. And then they took it away, and now every other fast food chicken sandwich tastes like dog ass. I frequently lose my mind over the Australian lungfish because, look, that is cats, that is kitty cats. Look at the faces. Colon 3. That's a cat. We finally found them. The water cat. And if anyone in the comments says catfish, I'm gonna actually bring ya. Oh, but this fandom is so toxic. Maybe for you. I blocked a bunch of people and live happily in the corner with 3 friends that get it. Every fandom's toxic, bitch. Let's get you a block list. Mods, take him to the stump of his favorite childhood tree. Mods, make him busy during a friend's planned trip so he misses out on a new inside joke. Mods, change the smell of his parents' house. Look, boss, our quarterly subjection of brutalities of the absurd budget is almost blown already. Can we not just shoot this one twice in the back of the head and call it a day? No. He must experience tragedy for once in his goddamn life. Several things I know to be true. I'm not famous. I've never been in a PM Seymour video. I will never be in a PM Seymour video or any other video where people read Tumblr posts. And there is no such thing as hubris. And post. I win forever. Why do I hear boss music? What if I write it and it's bad? What if you write it and it's good? What if you write it and it's exactly what you wanted? Well then you have to face with the crisis if you actually want to commit to your story. Probably bad RPG ideas. Devils in a modern fantasy setting who run/develop multiple different websites and apps exclusively so they can hide soul contracts in the terms and conditions. Yeah, we all heard of EA games. Chunky. Oh no, we're gonna crash.
Yeah, she seems fine with it.
Oh, no, the cursed amulet has genuinely improved my life. Yes, I do bleed from the eyes when I lie down, but that's really helped me cut down on bedtime device usage. It's true. Sometimes I can't tell the difference between my thoughts and its dark whispers, but this has really streamlined my decision-making process. It is rather inconvenient to black out occasionally and find out that I've gruesomely slain another innocent, but I also find that my room has been cleaned and laundry folded, so I can't be too begrudging. See, amulets are so helpful. #lifehacks. I want a shirt that has a QR code on it for some kind of horrible malware so that if anyone ever tries to film me in public, their phone will automatically scan the code and be reduced to a functionless brick. Modern day Medusa. Tumblr user health site genetics. Do you like Homestuck? What's that? Honestly, we need more doctors like James. I'm going to inhale chemicals with my assistants until we discover local anesthetic. Simpson. I feel like we would have more recreational drugs if we did. Me and the boys, Andy, getting utterly fucking zoinked while discovering ketamine too. Well, what if I read one of your fanfics and then went to your AO3 accounts and read all your fanfics and left a comment on every single chapter of every single one, and you get spam emails from all my kudos and comments and made you smile? What then? What if I brighten your day with my words like you did mine? What then? Marriage. What in... Hormone? Baby. Fanfic update. In that order. Coming out of my cage, and I've been doing just bad going back in my cage because I like my cage. Hi. Here's a picture of a bumblebee butt and its little legs hanging out of a flower just in case you need it today. Oh, girl, she too thick for the flower. Breaking news. Fentanyl-stuffed rotisserie chicken found by Kingston police. And they said white people can't cook. Probably bad RPG ideas. A sword that can only kill other swords.
Kill rather than destroy is somewhat worrying word choice here.
It's probably for a Hexblade user.
Feeling down? Having a bit of a bad day? Need something to cheer you up? Then may I present to you a 1st century AD pig-shaped bronze and lead weight on a rectangular base.
You imagine trying to scam some dude with less grain or some shit than promised, and they're like,
Okay, get out the pig.
and then your fraud is exposed by a chubby bronze pig weight, and everyone calls you a liar hogman, and some dumb kid draws you being crushed by a bronze pig on the side of your hut,
And you could never marry and your bloodline dies with you because you tried to sell less grain than agreed to. Do you perhaps have some personal experience with this? No.
and the winner of the bake-off is...
9 dismembered bodies.
This reads like a Cards Against Humanity. I should do that one again.
When you find a friend's OC hot, that's literally it for you. They practically own your soul. You've entered a fail state in which they can put on a sock puppet and do a silly voice and make you swoon like you've locked eyes with a gorgeous 40-something lady at the bar.
I left this one in drafts. I posted it?
Yeah, you posted it. I just wish the frightening ghoul would say something. For once, the silence is more disconcerting than anything it might say.
For in its silence, the ghoul says everything. It speaks of lost love, of your greatest sins, of things not done,
and of horses. Horses? Gaming news! Expensive. West Japan Zoo discovers its male barn owl is female after she lays egg. She looks like she also just discovered it.
Hey girl, attractive boyfriend in a pool. Don't worry, he'll be fine. He just needs to outrun the tsunami. Sorry. Hey girl, we fucked up and collectively trapped your boyfriend forever in a Sisyphean task. Sorry. I think he enjoys sailing though, so that's something.
They laid off the shrimp who fried rice. Yeah. He's out of walk now. All the daughters sold to One Direction are being returned. They're all men now. Or lesbians.
How did we get from don't use Wikipedia as a source to
ask hallucinating chatbot everything?
They're right, and they should say it. I like this enough I had to share it here.
And so it begins the extraction of blue sky post to put on Tumblr.
Step 4. Whipped cream, optional. No cream?
Yes, cream on it.
What the fuck?
May God forgive my wretched sins. Spent money.
Now that I think about it, my entire writing process, fanfic, AUs, OC lore, doesn't matter, boils down to either this was thought up in 5 minutes and somehow it worked, or
hey, wouldn't this be hilarious?
And there is no in between.
How you come up with this?
Bro, I don't know. My subconscious is like a cat bringing random stuff to my doorstep, and I'm going, okay, thank you, without once doubting where any of this is being obtained.
The naked man fears no pickpocket. Wrong. Skill issue on both sides.
Well, where's he gonna put some pickpocket worthy? Up his ass?
Well, I know I could get his teeth.
Squirrely 13, I'm concerned about you.
Ugh, this skimming account sucks so bad. Like, sorry you couldn't come up with anything better, Lamau, Tumblr user identifying Bantane aliens.
Alien identified. Name, whiny bitch. Species, annoying hater anon. Transformation, into a little baby apparently. And series of several mistakes made by your parents.
Got him. Are you ever reading a super overlong pretentious book and just think, wow, this man knows a lot of words, but concise is not one of them. It's okay, you can say Victor Hugo.
Here's a picture of a baby cedar waxwing begging for food from a robin. Neither of these species are nest parasites, so it's not possible the cedar waxwing was adopted. This is essentially the bird version of tapping a random person on the shoulder at a grocery store and going, Mom! I love that the robin's body language is basically, what the fuck, whose kid is this? The robin is bathing, which makes it even funnier. It's more like the equivalent of a strange kid barging in while you're taking a shower and demanding you make them mac and cheese right now.
Behold, woman pointing a gun at a computer for some reason. 1998.
She's right.
That's her.
The task manager. Kinda weird how parts of your soul are left in various locations without any warning. Like, yes, I'm always at the top of that hill, sitting at the bus stop, in the cool light of the Japanese restaurant, standing at the pier, etc., etc.
Bro, that is way too deep for Tumblr.
Would you let me into your room so I can sit awkwardly on the ground wearing an oversized t-shirt and look at your posters like a squirrel searching for threats before proceeding to say nothing and stare at you until you speak to me? Would you let me do this?
I might.
Yeah, we put your boyfriend... Oh, she transitioned. Well, good for her. So, anyway, we put your girlfriend in the fucking slop. Sorry.
My neighbor was saying he can't pay his water bill. I sent him a get well soon card.
Off to a great start.
Your head, plus my lap, plus I care about you, plus I'm petting your hair, plus you're purring, plus you're loved, plus you're cared for, plus you're happy and warm, plus ratioed. How could it have gone wrong? My approach was data-driven and trauma-informed.
Maybe the solution is more trauma?
Eating some worms.
Wait, what's the best before date on these worms?
Holds one up to my ears and he whispers,
1935.
"Aw, man, I'm gonna get sick." Continues eating worms.
Hey guys, I made the Tumblr default profile pictures, but they're looking directly at you.
Oh, I feel a little intimidated. Behold, this octopus candle holder that my sister made in a pottery studio.
Tell your sister good fucking job, guy. Damn.
Never, ever eat raw white onion and then smoke cigarette.
Gnomes beat the shit out of you again?
The gnomes beat the shit out of me again.
People are reblogging your post. One person reblogged your post.
Yeah, you could say I'm doing numbers on Tumblr. And then numbers. 1. 1.
Patient has an insulin pimp? Pretty sure that's the opposite of a sugar daddy. Woke up this morning, rolled over, and very confidently tried to blow out my alarm clock like a candle. Absolutely no precedent for that. Ebenezer in 1742 wakes up at the start as for some reason he has put out his guttering candle by slapping it atop the palm of his hand. His hand is burnt and his nightgown and caps are spattered with hot wax.
Fascinated by this perceived necessity of equivalent exchange.
Sometimes I think it's funny when a fan base takes a character and is like, "Oh my god, they're so pained and traumatized. They're suffering deep, deep emotional wounds." As like a universal thing everyone agrees on. Meanwhile, in canon, they're literally just hanging out. Who is Tsukasa Tenma?
Today I learned that tomatoes possess the genes to produce capsaicinoids, but they are not expressed. Recently, researchers discovered a technique to turn on the translation of those genes and then grew spicy tomatoes. The tomatoes chose nonviolence, but those researchers just had to push them. Hold on, the British version of dollar store is called Poundland? Help! What's so funny about Poundland? He owns a second store, you know. A place where you get your aggressions out by destroying things. It's called Smash City.
These teenagers and their dog are trying to ruin our money laundering business. No, Tony, put the gun down. We're doing this the old-fashioned way. We're gonna dress up as monsters and scare them.
0% of the time. Works every time.
You know, statistically, if Mystery Inc. are the only group doing this, they can't be everywhere a crime like this is happening. So there's probably a fair amount of instances
Of this succeeding.
You know, I never thought about that.
Behold, the Dove Key, a.k.a. the Little Alk, family, Alcidae, order, Pterodroforms, Iceland.
Don't you just love my pronunciation of shit?
I am so pleased to report that in addition to being absolutely shaped, these guys are also very, very sized.
Oh my god, look at him. That's a
Barb!
You procrastinate showering. I shower to procrastinate. We are not the same.
Well, I didn't want to bother you.
Have you considered that this is how your presence feels?
Can't wait for that one person in the comments to write out, well, I have a massive allergy to pollen, so maybe I am a bother to your existence. Like, homie, just be loved. I can't wait for when ChatGPT and AI image generation also crashes and each prompt costs $50 an attempt. Oh, you can't get your stolen Big T anime Ghibli art for free anymore? You want to buy real big boy art from real artists now?
Beg for it. Beg for it like a dog.
Every day should be like I wake up and my first thought is a beautiful idea of a fun and new activity and I spend my day accomplishing it. You want to live like Phineas and Ferb? I do want to live like them, like so bad. Maybe I also just want Bowling for Soup to create a theme song about my life. That'd be nice. Have I told you guys I like Guilty Gear? My favorite character is Testament, by the way. Hello there. Holy shit, Testament, Guilty Gear! Hey, Satan official. I'm setting up a date with you and God official.
I don't give consent to this.
Yeah, me neither. Oh, careful. I heard this person fetishizes skinny people. Oh, God. We here at PM Seymour and Nitro Brew Studios would like to address that this is a joke, and that majority of the posts here should not be taken so seriously. And please, for the love of God, hell above us, fandom, please put down the bat, please put it down, please put it down. I just drove my uncle and myself to the hardware store, and he said to me, Molly, I want you to know that being Catholic doesn't change anything. If you someday get married, your wife will be welcome in this family. And don't ever think otherwise. That's really nice, but I'm not gay? That was so hard. Spoiler alert, 2012 me, you're super freaking gay. Oh, look at them. They squash. So my iPod does this fucking Genius Factory thing where it forgets which artwork goes with which album and it makes guesses. Because it's pretty sure I won't notice. Needless to say, I noticed. The most 2014 post possible. Dentist will splash some water in your mouth and you think, oh, a nice drink of water, I was parched, just for them to suck it back out with their wretched little tube. Disingenuous behavior. I forgot to post this, but which one of you lame-ass nerds works in my dentist's old office? Nothing quite like seeing a professor at my college with Tumblr posts on the bulletin board outside their office. Oh boy. Guys, if you ever see any of my posts posted on your campus, university, or in someone's office, please let me know. I want to see. What a beautiful man, but he could be beautifuler. Gods, cover that man in blood. It will amuse me. Big fan of creatures that are both divine and mechanical. There's some kind of connection to be made between angels and robots, but I can't make it. Someone else make this post for me? Something about humanity from opposite directions, something about being created to be a perfect servant of your creator, and what happens if you're less and more than that. Something about assuming a form the mortals are comfortable with. Something about how science fiction grows up from the floor and fantasy comes down from the ceiling. We both think so good that we don't know how it works and we can't control it. Is a common idea in both fantasy and SF. Would that make a robot angel high fantasy? And Minecraft, I can't remember where I put anything ASMR. You sleeping yet?
You're a good dog.